Hi, this is Alayne Kay Christian. This presentation is to support a guest blog post that I'm doing for Lindsay McDivitt's blog. A is for Aging, B is for Books, under her Late Bloomers section. In the blog post, I talk about how authors and illustrators can demonstrate to children the importance of older people in society, in their communities. And in the case of this picture book, The Weed That Woke Christmas, the mostly true tale of the Toledo Christmas weed, the illustrator tells a story using an older woman that is not part of the text that I wrote in the book. So I just want to kind of show quickly the older woman's part in the community and in the goodwill, kindness, and unity that was all created from this Christmas weed. The Weed That Woke Christmas, mostly true tale of Toledo Christmas weed, is based on a true story. It actually did occur in Toledo, Ohio, in the United States of America. And the wonderful illustrator is Polina Gortman, and she did a fabulous job of telling her own visual story. And what I'm presenting today is just a part of that story that she told. I was happy that Diane Donovan from Midwest Reviews picked up the story of the older woman. I call her the pillar of the community that Polina created in her illustrations. And here's part of her review for The Weed That Woke Christmas. A perfect read for parents seeking stories that encourage kids to feel empowered to begin changes that cross age and economic barriers. Of course, when I talked about Diane Donovan saying begin changes that cross age and economic barriers, my brain is on talking about the older woman in the story. But she could have possibly meant the younger kids, because the younger kids also give and help bring the community together. They are kind of the stars of the story, I think. But here, I just think this kind of indicates that, you know, it goes all the way from the very young to the old, bringing the community together. So here's where we first meet the older woman, and in this case, she's with her companion. And I want you to also notice this character here, the homeless man who's seeking kindness and nobody even notices him. Out of 17 spreads, this woman is in 7 of them, and she helps move the story forward, and she has her own story, which we're going to reveal at the end of this presentation. Here the woman shows up again with her dog, and she's like the other people in this story, people who had plenty left gifts, and other people who didn't have quite enough took what they needed. So she's moving forward through the story as the story moves forward. And the unity grows, and here's our woman again. She's part of all this celebration of the Christmas week. All through Toledo, the goodwill and the kindness and the unity moves through the city. And here she is with her dog and her man, and they're standing around singing Christmas weed or Christmas carols, and in this case they're singing, "Oh Christmas weed, oh Christmas weed, how lovely are your branches." Here she is again. This is later in the story, towards the end, after something tragic happens to Weed. I don't want to give the story away, so you'll have to read it to find out what happens. But see how here she is again. She's taking part in the community. She's an important part of the community. So here's the man again, and I didn't include all the spreads to show what's going on with the man in the art because I want you to read the book to see that because Polina has done so much more in her storytelling. But at this point, the man and the woman come together. So now we see where the woman's really going to play a big role in the story. Again, this story is not in my text. This is just the visual story that Polina created. Throughout the story, you'll notice the bakery. And it starts out where it's closed, then it's for sale. Now here, it's opening soon. And this is the little girl's father who's now hiring. So the woman is introducing the homeless man to the baker. And here's the final spread. Here's our woman again, still making her way through town, moving forward, being nice to people. Here, Weed's offspring is spreading more love through the city and beyond. Here's the homeless man and his dog. He now has a job. I like that this is all is welcome. This is open. This little girl and her mom are also in the visual story throughout. And in the beginning and the middle, this little girl has to lug around a suitcase that carries her oxygen. But in the end, in the spirit of giving, some kind person has seen to it that she now can easily get around with just her backpack that carries her oxygen. That concludes this short presentation. Parents, grandparents, teachers, librarians, caregivers of children, I hope that you'll buy the book and you'll read it to your children over and over again and have nice discussions about what's going on in the art as well as the text and about the messages that the readers are left thinking about when the story is long over. Authors and illustrators, I hope that you'll buy the book to use as an example. Authors, it's a great book to use as an example of how illustrations and text are paired well. Also, how to leave room for your illustrator. And illustrators, this is a fantastic book for demonstrating how to add layers to a picture book by creating more story. Rather than just duplicating what the author has created with their words, you help to tell an even deeper story. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation.